It is my honor to welcome the 2020 recipient of the Young Alumni Rising Star Award, Noreen Lysette Barcena, class of '05. Noreen, what led you to specialize in immigration law and a deep commitment to serving this community?
Well, my family is actually a family of immigrants. My mother was born in the United States, but my father came to the United States as a child of a diplomat. And from there, his family decided to seek legal immigration. So when I was growing up, I was very aware of my Mexican roots, but I also had a lot of friends that didn't really have status, and it kind of made me feel that there was something that I could do to help the community. So one of the things that made me specialize in immigration law was my father's an attorney, and so when I would see him working on immigration cases, I would see how happy his clients were, and I wanted to be able to contribute to that for people's lives. So I did specialize in immigration this year. I got my certificate from the State Bar of California as an immigration law specialist. And I'm very happy to have been able to do that because it's like taking a mini bar exam. And then you have to do 45 hours of credits, which I did 75. So as always, as a Webby, I overachieved.
Mhm.
But I'm really happy with immigration law, and I really feel like I can help people stay together, seek better opportunities, and just be able to feel like there's someone on their side.
That's wonderful. I was going to say 75 hours with just having to do 45. That is very much a web way.
Yes.
So, next question. What foundational principles did you take from web that impact your life of service today?
Well, I think one of the things that I always loved about web was that it was always a sense of community. So I always felt that one thing that I learned at web was making sure to be prepared. I know web was very good about making sure we had schedules, and I very much live like that now. I like to have schedules, I like to have plans, and I think that it helps me in my practice because it helps me be able to organize my life. But in terms of acts of service, one of the things that I always remembered from web was that we used to have to do community service hours. And I always loved doing the community service hours because it was fun. I think there were times, one time we had to go paint the park or something and plant trees. And I always really liked doing things like that. It made me feel good in the end. So I think that just throughout my life, I've always felt that I should keep contributing to the community, especially because I think that in order for us to provide for ourselves, we need to provide for others. It really truly is to me important to make sure that we're taking care of the world in general and our community.
That's wonderful. Well, everybody thanks you for having that personal mission. It's great. What thoughts would you share directly with web students as web begins its second century in 2022?
I think that one of the things that I remember from being at Web, the first couple of years obviously were a little difficult because it's a boarding school and you're young. But I remember speaking to a another Webby that was older than I was. And one of the things that she told me, and it really resonated with me, and I believe the same thing, is to just be grateful for the education you're getting, for the friends that you're with, because they really are lifelong friendships. I see other friends of mine who don't have as strong as a connection with their friends from high school. And I think that that's one thing I love about web is that my friends from high school are truly my best friends, and they're like sisters to me, my best friends. So that's one thing that I loved about the sense of community web, but also the education. It's not just that you're getting a wonderful education at web, it's that it really teaches you to be well-rounded and appreciate the things that you're getting at web and learning are going to impact you for the rest of your life, and you might not even realize it. I still do things now that I learned at web, and it's important to me to spread that message because web was difficult for me while I was there, because I always felt, oh, why did my parents send me to boarding school? They don't love me. And I realized that it's because of that love and the friendships I developed in the school that supports me and supports the education that I am where I am today. So just never forget that the best thing you can do for yourself is to give yourself an education.
That's wonderful. And you have been someone who has given back to the school. I appreciate that. You've always said yes whenever I've asked you to speak at sophomore career evening or help out with our Unbounded days. So we appreciate your gratitude to Webb by participating as an active alumna. And when you mentioned that you had, some of your best friends being Webbies, you recently celebrated your award with a couple of classmates. Is that right?
I did. So I had my two best friends from Web, Elizabeth Wood, who's now Elizabeth Rincon, and Crystal Iskandar. So we had a small outing at my house with my parents and their family, so their children and husbands. And it was a really great event. We caught up. We did talk about Web, but just life in general as well.
That's wonderful. Well, we wish we could celebrate you in person, but I'm glad that your Web friends and family were able to honor you for this recognition. The last question I wanted to ask you was, how can each of us best impact our communities in today's polarized social and political environment?
I think that one thing to remember is that you can't take what everyone else says to heart all the time. There's always going to be extremists, but I think what's important is that you believe in your mission and your passion, and that's what's going to make you happy. Because there are so many times that I've been told that am not doing things correctly, that I care too much or I care too little. And I've come to realize throughout the years that what's really important is if I feel that I'm where I need to be, I am where I need to be. And if you are the person that you want to be, that's how you can impact your community, is by serving people in order to serve yourself, because it really helps the world in general, but also yourself, your self-esteem, your workplace. When you're happy with what you're doing, it impacts the rest of your life. And one thing that my father always says is, I'm probably going to botch it, but he always says, if you love what you do, then you'll never work a day in your life. And I really believe that, because I really love what I do, and I wake up happy every morning. And I think that that's something that everyone, especially when you're a Webby, you should think about, that is, what can I do to pursue my passions, and then go for it.
That's a great answer. Thank you. Congratulations again, Noreen. We're so proud of you and for all the work that you're doing to make the world a better place for those who need your help. And you're joining a list of other prominent young alumni who are making a difference in the world. So congratulations again on your Young Alumni Rising Star Award.
Thank you so much. And I'm so thankful to Web for everything as well.